Yo, what's happening out there? And yeah, that's the story of when me and my cousin, we were in the county jail back in 1988. We caught a murder case and a few attempted murder cases. And they was trying to give us 37 to life, 37 with a L. And so we were up in the county jail, and one of my partners, which was the leader of my gang at the time, he was already in there. He was facing life. He ended up getting life. He ended up getting life also. But he ended up getting out by 30, 40 years later and shit. He got out. But anyway, so the section we was in was called pre-singles. And they had another section of murderers called X's. Now, pre-singles, not to be PS is not to be confused with PC. It was pre-singles, and in pre-singles, it was like youngsters that did murders that that might get a cool deal. You know what I'm saying? And so in X's, the murderers up in there, those were high-profile murderers, and best that they could have got was life or something like that. So all of them was facing the gas chamber, the death penalty, you know. And so, and in our section, it was just like nobody over like 21 in our section. You know, all the young murderers and shit. My cousin was the youngest. He was 17. And at the time, at one point, me and my cousin wasn't talking. You know, the cell was small, 7x10 cell. You know, egos clashing and shit. So we was up in that cell, quiet and a motherfucker. Just, we would talk to our neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Which was my homeboy, the leader of my clique. But we wouldn't talk to each other. And we would play chess and checkers and shit with the neighbors and shit like that. Stick our hands out the bars because it was bar living. And also they had TVs up in there. And that's when BT was popping, and all the shit, all the shows and shit. They even had the jukebox channel. I don't know if y'all remember video jukebox and shit. But anyway, so we used to watch TV, and the TV was mounted on the wall outside of the bars. Now, there was no way we could change the TV other than a trustee coming in turning it for us. But we made what we call channel changers. These are some spear-looking devices, and all it was some newspapers, or I used to make mine just out of regular line paper. Get about 15 sheets of paper and do 3 different stacks of 5, and roll them up. Tape them up with envelope sticker. The shit you lick the envelope with, tape them up with that, and stuff them with toilet paper and stick them inside each other, and you would have your long ass spear looking thing. And they would be sturdy as fuck. And we used to put a pencil and eraser on the other end of it, you know what I'm saying, so we could stick outside the bars and change the channel. We used to call them channel changers. Also, those channel changers double as spears, and because we went through it in that time we was up in there fighting that case. Again, they was trying to give us 37 to life. And it used to be a section called T quarters, T dorms, or whatever the fuck, behind us, and the white boys used to yell in the vent all kind of nigger jokes and all this old shit. We used to have to go to sleep while people saying nigger, nigger, nigger. I mean, it used to fuck us up all night. So we used to try to catch some of them white boys, because sometimes when they used to go to court, they used to walk the white dudes, past our dorm. You know what I'm saying? And we used to try to poke them with them motherfuckers and shit, right? I guess you could call it spear checkers, or whatever. So okay. So they end up moving this one high-profile murderer over there called Pelon. The name was Pelon. And he had a crimey. His name was Jesse. And they did some murders, and they was faced the death penalty. But they moved Pelon over there. This is after I got stabbed by his cellie. And you guys got to go back to my gang fights thing, and the time that I got stabbed close to my heart, came out under my underarm, and that was his crimey that did it. And I think him and crimey got into it where they were at, and so they moved Pelon over there with us. And this was after the stabbing, you know. And Pelon, you know what I'm saying, he came over and apologized to me and shit, like, I don't know what's up with that fool, you know what I'm saying? Fool is crazy and all this old shit, but nigga, you crazy too, motherfucker. Both of y'all motherfuckers face the death penalty. And so, well, Pelon came over and started making rules. You know, my mom, it wasn't nobody older than fucking 21 over there. Pelon had to be about 40 or 50 at this time. And so, I think I'm going the wrong way, but hey, we'll figure it out. So he started making rules, like if you go to sleep, you know what I'm saying, make sure you turn the TV off, don't leave the TV on all night, because you got to respect the people that's going to court the next morning, and you know, be respectful of people. Have the TV down, you know what I'm saying, after a certain hour, so you don't not disturbing the neighbors and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, our dorm pre-singles, it probably was like 10 to 12 cells. You know what I'm saying? 2-man cells, and they probably had about 6 to 8 TVs, you know, mounted on the wall. So, you know, a couple of cells had to share a TV and all this old type of shit. And I think me and Pelon, our cells share the TV. And so I left the TV on all night, right? Pelon gets up the next morning and flashes. You know, youngster, don't fucking touch the TV no more, youngster. Motherfucker, you left the TV on all night. You know what I'm saying? Whoop-de-wop. And, you know, Pelon flash and shit. You know, I wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? I was more embarrassed and you know, and I let Pelon down. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to leave Pelon down, let Pelon down. And so, you know, I wasn't scared. So, you know, I listened to him and shit like that. And, you know, I knew with me and Pelon to get back cool again. You know what I'm saying? And so I just listened and clammed up. Okay, OG. You know what I'm saying? You know, Pelon was facing a death penalty. You know, I know he was stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Faced a death penalty and shit. And so Mama said, me and my cousin, we ain't talking and shit. Them small ass 7x10 cells, you know what I'm saying? It gets kind of, you know, trying, you know what I'm saying, if you're going through it. And me and my cousin, we was 2 totally different dudes. Although we both was kind of like monsters, we were different kind of monsters. You know what I'm saying? He was an ugly monster, and I consider myself a beautiful monster. My cousin is a real ugly monster. If y'all know my cousin Nick, that nigga's a monster. But anyway, so good dude, you know what I'm saying? But that nigga will go on one. You know, we both will. But yeah, late at night I hear, you know, some grinding. I don't know what's up, because me and my cousin ain't talking. I look up there, I'm going to tell what he's doing. I can see he putting something in a little napkin or something. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing and shit? But we wasn't really talking and shit, so I really didn't ask him nothing. Then later on, I get a kite from my next door neighbor, which was the leader of my gang. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting life, like I told you guys. And he was facing life. He ended up getting 12 years to life or something like that. But he sends me a kite through the trustee, you know what I'm saying? And I read the kite, and the kite said, don't let Nick kill Pelon. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I write him a kite back. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, and he says, sends me a kite back and tell me, say, Nick is grinding up glass, you know what I'm saying, to putting the milk to get the Pelon. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, my cousin Nick, he was lactose intolerant. He didn't drink milk. So every morning when they serve coffee every morning, coffee and milk every morning with our breakfast, and he would open his milk and pour a little bit in his coffee, and he would give the rest to Pelon. So I guess he was gonna pour the glass inside the grinded up glass and the milk and get the Pelon so we can drink it, so you know, and they trying to kill him and shit. Like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing, nigga? What the fuck is you doing, nigga? You said, I'm finna fuck Pelon, I'm finna kill Pelon. I said, man, stall Pelon out, nigga. That nigga Pelon cool as fuck, man. I got love for Pelon, nigga. I don't want fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of had an argument about it for a minute, but he didn't get Pelon put that glass and get that milk to him and shit. You know, I talked him out of it, but you know, to make a long story on this part, my cousin's a fucking rider. We wasn't talking. We was hating on each other, and that motherfucker Pelon went off on me. He was gonna kill Pelon for me, man. And oh man, I love my cousin to death, but I let him do it. I didn't let him do it, man. And so we ended up getting cool, you know what I'm saying, and all this old shit. And well, Pelon, you know, ended up getting a couple of days later, me and Pelon, we back talking again, he back schooling us, because it's OG, he's about 40 or 50 this time, giving us game and all this old shit. Me and Pelon, we really hit it all real cool. And Pelon used to go to court a lot. And when he come back, you know, we asked him what happened, because we knew he was facing the death penalty and shit. And he was like, I told him to give me some unleaded or something like that. I told him to give me that premium unleaded. You know, I don't want that cheap shit. You're going to regas me with the good shit. You know, it was kind of jokey jokes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to make light of the situation, some of these difficult situations, because you're stressed the fuck out, you know what I'm saying, out in that motherfucker, you know, in themselves and shit like that. Sometimes you got to joke about it. And so every time we come back to court, be like, what happened? He'll say the same, sort of the same thing. I told him to give me a letter, you know. We laugh about it, you know what I'm saying, all this old type shit. And one day, we sitting up there, Pelon goes to court again. So he comes back, and, you know, we can, you know, stick our mirrors outside the bars and see the people coming in, because we hear the keys coming, you know. And so we put our mirrors outside the bars and check, see who's coming. It's Pelon. He's coming back from court. You know what I'm saying? So everybody asking, Pelon, what's up? And he got this melancholy look on his face, and it ain't looking too cool. And like, Pelon, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And he ain't saying it. He get in the cell, and he's right next to me. And I know me and Pelon, we cool. This after he flashed on me and shit, rightfully so. And I said, Pelon, what's up, man? What's up, man? And just loudly said, they gave me the gas! And just like I was quiet right there, the whole dorm got quiet as fuck. It was quiet that whole fucking night. And priest came, and they came and said something to him, and then later on that night, they came and took him to San Quentin. And I don't know if they gassed him, or I know it's his the dude that stabbed me is crimey, you know what I'm saying? I know he got the gas, you know, but I don't know if they gave Pelon the gas and shit, but and I never told nobody this, and Marcelli sure didn't know, but I cried on my bed, man, on my bunk. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna see Pelon no more. I was tripping out, man. I was tripping out, and also tripping out. We up in this motherfucker. I ain't thinking we gonna never get out, you know. And yeah, that was my story on that. But me and my cousin ended up beating the case on a self-defense, you know. We was in there about a year or so, you know what I'm saying, fighting, and we ended up beating the case on self-defense. And like I said, they gave my neighbor, which was the leader of my gang, they gave him 12 to life. And he ended up, later on in the game, he got out a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? When Obama was president, he did some, you know, letting people out. You know what I'm saying? And he let my homeboy out. He did a clean-ass program all 30-something years. He was up in there, did a clean program, and they ended up letting him out. And he's doing great right now. But yeah, man, shouts out to Pelon, man. I don't know where you at, if you're in heaven. Rest in peace, soldier. And if not, man, if you ever hear this, man, I got love for you, man. And, man, I learned a lot from you, man. But, yeah, that's my story on Pelon, man. And, yeah, serious situation. And, yeah, they gave me the gas! Fucked us up. Rock B, 3 on the tree. I hope y'all like that one.